Hey everybody, I just popped in for a quick bite for lunch and I don't have anything in the fridge that's like really easy just to grab and go. So I'm gonna make the best of what I have with some leftovers and a few pantry items that I find. And I'm gonna start with a little bit of leftover steamed rice. This is meat from a drumstick of a rotisserie chicken that I had left over. I just went on ahead and pulled the meat right off the bone. I have some chopped up green onions, a little bit of a scallion right there, which is really awesome. And I know I'm not going to say this right, but this is norikomi furikake seasoning. And it's basically sesame seeds and a little bit of shredded seaweed in here. Some mayo, some sriracha. We're just going to kind of make a super quick, super yummy, spicy chicken bowl. And it's going to start with putting the chicken in here with the rice. And I'm going to go ahead and cover it up and kind of break up the clumps of rice too if you can. So with a fork, there we go. Just go ahead and cover it up very lightly and pop it in the microwave for about a minute. Okay, so while that is running, I'm going to take my bowl right here and I'm going to put a nice generous spoonful of mayonnaise and we're going to make our own spicy mayo. And the spicy mayo is one of my favorite things. Every time I go to a Japanese restaurant, the spicy mayo with the sriracha mixed in it with the sushi, it's just fantastic. It's one of my favorite dips altogether. So put that's probably about a quarter cup of mayonnaise, and I want to put a good half tablespoon of sriracha into the sauce. And I just want to mix it up really super well using my fork. And if it's not spicy enough, you can always add more sriracha, but I highly recommend taking it easy. You know, just kind of add a little bit at first and then add on if you want it spicier, because you can always add more, but you can't take away. Now I can smell the peppers in it now, the vinegar from the sriracha. This is going to be amazing. Okay. For me, it needs a little bit more sriracha. I'm going to go with another teaspoon right there. And I'm going to check on my rice. Let's see how we're doing. So the rice is still pumped up just a little bit. That's okay. Cover it up and put it in for another 30 seconds. Mix up more sriracha right into the mayonnaise. And it's always important to taste it as you go. That one. It's getting there. Give me a quarter teaspoon, and I think we're going to be set. So I like it a little bit on the spicier side. You may not so much. You might want a little bit creamier. That's fine too. But this, that does it for me. All right. Checking our rice. Look at the steam coming off of that. So now you know it's ready. Yes. Whew. The bowl's rather warm. So the rice comes apart really easily whenever I put the heel of the spoon in there. And the chicken is mixed up in. All right. Like I said, this is lunch on the fly. So we are getting at it. So into my bowl, I'm going to go ahead and drizzle some of this spicy mayonnaise all over the rice and the chicken. Just like this. And I don't want it soupy, like I don't want the mayonnaise to completely take over and make it mushy. But I want it to go ahead and coat everything so that way it kind of gives it a little bit of a binding effect. You know, like just kind of keep the rice and the chicken together. And it's just amazing. So I'm going to take a little bit of my green onions and sprinkle that on for a fresh bite. And I'm going to take some of my seasoning right here and just very lightly sprinkle just a little bit. A little goes a long way because seaweed is pretty salty and I don't want to overdo it. There we go. All right. Here you have it. Got a little extra sauce on the fork. That's okay. That's what fingers are for. All right. So here you go. There's lunch on the fly right there. This is a spicy chicken and rice bowl with seaweed seasoning. I'm not going to try and say it again because I know I'm going to screw it up. And green onions. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So hot. It's a win. That tender chicken, and just complements the rice so very well. And it takes that spicy mayo so easily, so perfectly. The seasoning right here, this Japanese seasoning, just brings it all together. It's got that umami, that salty, and the green onions, well, it tastes like spring even though it's almost fall. Okay, here's Kitchen Bravo with lunch on the run. Speaking of which, I gotta go. Bye.